I can commit to the seller that we have manpower to do that.
Okay, you have enough people to help to do the open house and all.
Yeah.
Solo agent cannot do it.
Can do.
Alright, okay, welcome to Connecting the Dots. My name is Jonathan, and today we have a special guest with us. Suli, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Suli. Thank you for having me today. And this is
Alright.
my first time in a podcast.
Yeah, okay. I know it's your first time. I also know that you're a bit nervous, but it's okay. So we just we just treat this like a normal conversation. I also want to get to know you, Suli.
Yep.
So I think I had a conversation with Joanne, and Joanne said, "Hey, let's get all the inside sales agent come together, and then this kind of podcast will let people know a little bit about you." All right.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a few questions that I personally want to know about you, lah. So
Okay.
so actually before you joined real estate, right?
Yep.
What did you do before? What was your previous professions?
I wasn't a real estate agent before. I studied tourism,
Okay.
and in many years in this tourism field. So
Like how many years in tourism?
Wow. I think 8 years.
So 8 years,
More than
Okay.
that. I'm
Wow.
not. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Is it local tourism or overseas tourism?
we do organize more operation job, and we usually plan at once for the biggest group lah, like 120, 200, 500 or 1,000 people. Yeah.
To plan for their holiday and vacation.
Yes, it's kind of a reward for the employee of the company lah.
Oh,
Yes.
like a holiday reward, like insurance company or real estate
Correct,
company.
correct. Yes.
So there's a yearly holiday.
If they hit the target, and then they get a.
Okay, I think J
Yes.
Dot should do this also.
Thank you. Yeah, I bring out this one.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
what you do lah. Okay, and then.
Yes, yeah. So after many years, and the first COVID hit, after the lockdown, and so coincident, I was chit-chatting with one of the friend. I said, hey, I wanted to change a job,
Okay.
not related to tourism anymore, because I'm tired.
A bit burnt
And-
out also.
Yeah, and then I thought when I studied tourism, it was fun. I got to travel the world,
Okay.
but it's not the real. And then my friend just advised me, why not you join real estate? Try to do sales.
Okay.
Yeah, so at the time I was thinking, do I want to change the job or I continue study?
When was it? During COVID time?
After the first lockdown, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, and then I said, okay, why not I join? I try to be a real estate agent to do sales. I totally don't have any idea of this industry. And then my friend, she just introduced one of the real estate friend to me,
Okay.
of course, and I do some survey. I don't listen to one person, and I survey another agency also. So,
Okay.
and now I follow this person because it's more proper way lah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they will tell me, if you want to be a real estate agent, at first you have to get a license. But from the other side, they say, you don't need to get a license. Just park under me like parking lah. So I don't. Yeah, that's not my style. If I want to do something,
You do it properly.
Yeah, I do it properly. So that's how the journey started lah.
Actually, what is happening right now in Malaysia, right? There are still many agencies to recruit people and say, hey, just be a real estate agent
Yeah.
without going to course, no need education, just sell. I think this really affected the standard in Malaysia.
Correct.
You know, how can you engage a real estate agent without a license, without a proper education?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You make a good choice, really.
Yeah, that's me.
Alright, so that happened, you was tourism, and then you joined real estate. I mean, it's your friend influence you lah, I believe. Give you these
Yes,
ideas lah,
yeah.
and then you do your research, and then you join this company. So how many years already in this industry, and how's your experience so far?
I think almost 4 years.
4 years, wow.
Yeah. 4 years.
Wow.
And the experience for me is not enough yet. So, yes,
4 years you feel not enough lah?
not enough.
Okay.
Every day is like learning something new for me.
Every day is something new.
Yeah,
Alright,
something new for
interesting.
me, and especially case by case lah. Every client they have different requirement and yeah.
So now, before we talk about experience, actually, what is your focus? So when you join real estate at that time, what is your focus? What do you do? I mean, your focus area.
In real estate,
do you do primary market? Do you do secondary market,
Yeah.
industrial or whatever? So maybe you share a little bit on that part.
Yeah. So in these 4 years, I focus in secondary market, which is sub sales.
Okay.
Yeah. So I start join this sub sales I start to help Joanne at the time.
Okay,
I have
okay.
totally no knowledge. So
Okay.
I just want to learn. So I follow her to do sub sales. Yeah. That's how they begin, and then until now we have a team.
But now you don't follow Joanne anymore, right?
Yeah.
You're quite independent already.
Correct. Yes.
Now maybe just a quick question. When you follow Joanne that time, what is your job scope and what is her job scope? How do you support her?
I support her more on following up and also the viewing. I attend viewing, totally like agents are what we do. So of course, facing a lot of some question that I don't even know, and client ask question that I don't know how to answer. Of course, I go back to her. Yeah.
So maybe another question to ask you for a newcomer or people who are new in this industry, assuming that things that you don't know, what do you do? How do you get the answer and all? Where do you find the information?
I will ask the person surrounding me and also you guys.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So that's how we work in a team lah.
Yeah, correct.
Right. So maybe I move on to the next one, as in that when you because I understand that when people join real estate, right? I remember when I joined real estate at times, a lot of people talk about why you join this industry.
Correct.
You know, this industry is very dirty. This industry is very ugly. You know, they will try to say different things that this industry is not good. You know, so I remember when I joined that time, there are people like this around me, and they will say that you're not enough experience lah. You know, the old bird will eat you out lah. You know, and then they will say real estate you need a lot of money to start, and then people will undercut you. They give you a lot of negative kind of situation just to scare you out.
Correct.
So I remember when I joined that time, I hear things like this. But I choose not to listen, and I'm so glad that I choose not to listen, and I was focusing on the person that I want to become. So I remember when I joined real estate at that time, I was reading a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and this book talk about you need to be entrepreneur. You know, you don't work for somebody else, you work for yourself. You learn the skill set. So when I joined real estate at that time, I remember I just want to learn the skill set, a high income skill set that will help me to make more money. All right, so that's what I learned. So what about you? So when you joined real estate at that time, how's the reaction from people around you?
Yeah. Of course, some of the friends, they are surprised, and some they also encourage me. Oh, okay, you can do it better. You can do it very good, because they know my personal, and of course some of the friends, they will say when we meet up after 1.5 years. Yeah, we chit-chatting, and then one of my friends asked me, wow, are you still alive in this industry? Okay.
Did you ask her what do you mean?
Yeah, I asked back her, and then why I'm not in this industry. I'm doing very good, and I feel it's a challenge for me. So I understand where they come from.
Okay.
Yeah, for this question, because most of the newbie that join this industry, after 6 months or 1 year, they will leave because they don't have any income.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and
right.
they don't have any good leader to lead them to the right direction, so they choose to leave. This is what I heard from most of the people who leave this, who left this industry. Yeah.
I just want to add on. I remember when I joined that time, I was joining in they always have a batch by batch training. So I remember when I joined this company, that you need to pay about 2,000 ringgit just to attend the training before you become an agent. All right.
I won't.
So I remember that batch got about 30 over agent in the same room, yeah. And today, I don't see most of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, today I don't see most of them. And one thing that I observe over the last 10 years is that it can be very difficult for a newbie or a rookies to survive in this real estate industry. Because it takes a lot of resilience, it takes a lot of effort for you to survive. Because number one, this job, there's no fixed salaries.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
You come in, you know that there's no fixed salaries.
Yeah.
Number
Don't
two
have
is
income.
that you don't have income, right? And you need to tahan through like at least
6 months, I think, for me.
6 months, right? So you can imagine if today you are married
Yeah.
or you have fixed expenses, assuming that your fixed expenses every month is 2,000 it's about 12,000 ringgit expenses you need to tahan through the 6 months. So that one is actually quite difficult. So I can understand why a new rookies come in without a proper guidance and structure, they cannot survive in this industry. So that is good. So when you join, that time is Joanne is the one who is journeying with you and help you through, and then I remember we form a team and then you're part of it also, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, cool. That's very interesting. So maybe the next one I want to ask about what did you learn over the last 4 years? What is the biggest lesson over the last 4 years since you joined a real estate industry?
The last 4 years, the question coming?
So what did you learn, or what is your
Okay.
biggest challenge? Over the
Okay.
last 4 years.
Yeah. The last 4 years, first thing for me, we always the biggest challenge for us is we always talk to stranger.
Okay.
I think every
before that,
day.
are you introvert or extrovert?
I'm an
first?
extrovert.
You're extrovert. Okay,
Yeah.
then shouldn't be any problem.
Not the problem. And sometimes I was just feel weird. Every day I'm talking to a stranger, even though in a phone, or we meet up for the
Meeting or discussion.
meeting or appointment. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm showing the house to a stranger. So I think this one is to most of the real estate agent. They are facing the same thing. And for me, I was thinking like this is a very good experience for me because I'm one of the extrovert person. I don't like to stay with the same gang of person every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like to see new faces.
Yes, I like to see new faces.
All right.
Yeah, and
So
talk
is
to a
that
different
a
person.
challenge, or is that something you are looking forward to?
Talking with people.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, and see how people react. Of course, you will face some people that you don't really
Enjoy it.
enjoy. Just filter out
Okay.
those kind of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you take that personally, like they affect you?
Not really.
Not
Not
really.
really.
So you can easily let go on.
Yeah, of course we have feeling. We have to adapt like 2-3 days and then just filter out. You know.
Okay. So the negative feeling, you will take about 2 to 3 days to process it.
Yeah. And sometimes just talk to my friend and yeah.
Okay. Good. Now, so when we talk about challenge, I think real estate Asian will have different kind of challenge. I think number one, not just about the business that you are in. I think number two is that the stress that's come from your personal life, that's come from your health, for example. Because when you go through a different journey, you will experience different things.
Correct.
Right, and of course, when people join this industry, when they newly got married, they have a new life, right? They have new chapters. They need to have a different target to fight now, because they are building the life together. Right?
Yeah.
So I think like for J Dot right now, at this moment that we are what we are doing right now, I think the biggest challenge is always managing people.
There's not only J-Dot, I think most of the company.
Most of the company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Managing people is not easy.
Yeah, that's true. Managing people is not easy. Reason because everyone come from a different background,
Yeah. Character.
different character, different upbringing, and if you are in the positions of leadership, and you are dealing with all kind of not just talk about leadership lah, just talk about real estate agent meeting a different kind of client.
Correct.
They have a different type of personalities, different type of characters. I would think that sometimes real estate agent is really good is because they know how to handle different people and different personalities. So I think that one can be a challenge if people don't know how to manage it. And but if people who know when we talk about 人性, you know, if you know how to manage people, 你懂人性, I think this industry is a lot more fun. Yeah, a lot more fun to work with.
Yeah, yes, correct. I truly, yeah.
You agree with that?
Yep.
Okay, good. Now maybe we can just quickly run through about your experience working in a team in JDOT, you know. Okay, now most people, when they want to become an agent, they have few choices, right? I think number one, they can be a solo agent. And number two is that they join a team. So maybe we want to share a little bit about benefit of joining a team or benefit being a solo agent and why you join a team. All right,
Yeah.
so maybe we can start from there.
Yeah, because I come from a background of tourism, and usually we work as a team. So I used to work in a team for many years. So when I joined real estate, I wasn't know I would be in the team or a solo agent.
Okay.
So this is also one of the coincidence.
顺其自然的 that.
Yeah, 这么巧啦。
这么巧
Then
啦
yeah,
okay.
and then I joined the team. So
Okay.
from 2% and then we become 4, and now it's a team lah, with a media team also. So yeah, the benefit for a team is when we get to help each other, and yeah, and also if we are facing any challenging or any question from our clients, buyers or sellers, so we get the answer like immediately, or someone will be there, always stand by for you lah. For me, I always think that if one days I cannot attend a viewing or signing, or anything, I believe there's someone for me to help me lah.
Okay. That when you work in the team.
Yes, and I never get the rejection from the team.
Alright, wow, so good.
You
What
guys
team is
always
that?
say yes.
Okay. Right. Okay, so I think thank you for saying that, Suli. You know, I understand, and we understand why we want to build a team is because I understand that solo have limitations. You know, nothing wrong to be a
nothing
solo
wrong.
agent,
Correct.
and nothing wrong to be being part of the team. It really depends on what you want and what is your style. So I think the conversation is not about being part of a team is correct,
Yeah, no.
or being part of being a solo is the correct things to do. It's actually not true.
Not true, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy working with a team, so yeah.
Right.
That's what my choice lah.
That's good. So being part of a team is what my heart want to do, because I really enjoy working in a team. If I'm working alone, right, I don't find, I mean, I personally I don't find fulfillment working alone. I mean, if I do it alone, I close all my deals, right, I got no one to share the happiness.
You yourself.
I mean, I myself, but I would love to, you know,
Share.
pass on this knowledge to people around, and have the same knowledge, have the same strength, and serve a bigger market lah. You know, my biggest strength is always help others. Yeah, so that's where I get my fulfillment. That's where I get my purpose and all. And working I used to work solo before. That I enjoy it for a certain period of time.
Okay.
But when I decided that, hey, I want to build a bigger business, right? Then having a team is the directions that we are moving to lah. All right. So apart of you get support from the team, and what else you wanna add on, other than just get an immediate response and all.
You mean working in the teams, yeah. And of course we get to do something different from a lot of solo agents. Like open house, we need manpower.
Right.
And so one thing is when we meet seller most of the time, so our the strength that I present to the seller is we working as a team lah. So if you appoint me, it's like you appoint a team.
Alright.
Yeah, we can do so much for you, especially when open house. And some of the houses that we know is challenged to sell, so I can commit to the seller that we have manpower to do that.
Okay. You have enough people to help to do the open house and
Yes,
all. Lah.
yeah.
Solo agent cannot do it.
Can they can do.
Okay, but it will be a bit challenge because you gotta do the planning, you gotta hang the signboard, do the flyers, do the marketing,
Correct.
calling appointments.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do to prepare. So yeah, this is one of the difference.
Right. I also think that working in a team when we go for a listing appointment to meet up with the sellers, right?
Yeah.
I think it is good that a buddy go together, because I remember one party can focus on understanding what the seller want, you know, to have a conversation to align with the seller that hey, why do you want to sell properties, right? Then the other one can do the groundwork in a way that to take photos and then to inspect the whole entire house, you know, because to record and everything, right? Because if you are solo, one part you need to have a conversation with the seller.
Yes.
And then sometimes the conversation you cannot take. Sometimes the conversation will take a bit longer time.
Yeah.
And then if you take 1 hour having a conversation, then you need to take a photo. So it will take a little bit longer time to finish the whole inspections. So I think working in a team is good when we work in this way.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so maybe we move on a little bit and just talk about the real estate market, right? You know, what is the common, what is the pain point right now? You're in the market right now, Suli.
Yeah.
Servicing the buyers and seller. What is the common problem that you see in this market at this moment?
I won't say pinpoint, but I would say is now recently, what I'm facing is the buyers, they are not ready to buy, and they make an offer.
They are not ready to buy and make an offer.
Yeah, or they make an offer, they realize they are not ready to buy.
Okay, what is the reason they give you? Did you ask them, why?
They just pull back and they don't want to place a deposit. So every negotiation when we start, we will tell them. So we will let the sellers know you are ready. And the answer is yes from the buyer. Yes. But when I want to collect the earnest deposit or we proceed with the paperwork, the buyers pull back. So what is the reason is they still want to think about it. Means they are not ready. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, we have to respect their choice lah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
This
course.
is the decision for their their decision for their dream home. Yeah, and their family planning. So we are not sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, maybe one thing that I just want to add on is what you're just talking about is the buyer behavior right now that we are having. You know, now when the market is good at times, when the market is good at times, the buyer are more committed to buy.
Yes.
Or for example, the economy is even better because they have certainty. So their income is certain, their career is certain, the economy is getting strong. For them to make a decision to buy, right, is a lot easier. But I think we have seen a change of buyer behavior this year, especially beginning of the year. I remember we have about 6 to 7 deals that the buyer and seller shake hand, price agree, and then the next day they just walk away.
Yeah.
We don't blame them. It's not about blaming game, but it is about what is happening right now in the market, and that's exactly what is happening. And I think also as a real estate agent, it's our responsibility to bring this situation to the seller. and let the seller aware about, hey, the market right now is behaving like this. And there are many concerns that the buyer is facing. Like for example, maybe it's the economic issues, maybe is the construction cost is increasing, or maybe the inflation rate that we are having right now. You know, beginning of the year until now, how many things price already increased?
Yeah.
My chicken rice right now is 10 ringgit. You know?
15.
15 ringgit. 10 to 15 ringgit. So I think the buyer behavior have changed like this lah. So therefore, when we need to tell seller about this, to be honest, and we need to tell seller about this, that hey, the buyer behavior have changed and they actually spoiled by choices, right? And therefore, it is very important for you to price your property correctly lah. Yeah. So I think that one is one of the conversation that we'll have with the seller. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, any other challenge that you want to add on about the seller or buyers, the pain point in the market?
I think that's it. Then, but for seller, they always think that I'm not rushed to sell.
Rushing
Yeah,
to
that's
sell.
one of the. I think this is one of the common answer that I heard from a seller lah.
Why do you think they say like this?
Yeah. They don't want to let me know they wanted to sell. Like 98% seller, they will say, I'm not rushing, I'm not rushing, just help me to sell. This is the price. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not rushing.
But do you think they price it correctly or they price it wrongly based on your experience?
If the price is priced it rightly, so I don't think the rush or not rush is important. Yeah, you price it in the market and then the client can accept the price. So if price it wrongly, it would take a lot of time. So this one we will tell the seller lah in advance. This is the price in the highest market. So you may hang around there for a few months. Yeah. So after 1 month, if there's no response, we will come back to you. So what we do is I always go back to the seller lah, if they price it highly. Come back to the question again. So the seller always say, I'm not rushed to sell.
Yeah.
Even though their price is so high.
Okay.
Yeah,
They price it at the higher price point, and then
yes,
they say they are not rushing to sell, right?
Yeah.
But do you educate them about, hey, these are the past transactions? you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
And then how do they take it, or do they appreciate the data that you show?
They appreciate the data that we show and the market research that we present to the seller. And they still want us to try with the price. Of course, we will do that.
Okay.
We will respect your decision to list at the portals for this price.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Correct. So now, of course, if the seller really want to price the property at the higher price point,
Yeah.
and then they insist that, hey, you should lease the properties, you know, and of course we will do it. But then we also will highlight to the seller that, you know, if you price your property too high, you are not helping yourself to sell lah.
Yeah.
You're helping your neighbor to
Neighbours.
sell, because you
Correct.
make your neighbor looks cheap.
Yeah.
Right. So pricing property is important. I think in our team we always talk about the pricing strategy. If you price out of market, what will happen is you push the genuine buyer away, because you price too high. Number two is that you're not helping yourself to sell. You're helping your neighbor to sell, because suddenly your neighbor looks cheap.
Yeah, this is exactly.
Yeah.
I remember one of the seller told me that the property, they know already is in the high side, the price, and then they told me, hey, you know, my neighbors, they sold the house in this price, and you know, the road just next to us, they sold the house also. So for this seller, the house is in the market for, around 2 years.
2 years, okay.
So the seller come back to me, do you have any prospect? And I asked back the seller, do you want to adjust your price, since your price is still high for these 2 years? And the seller start let me know, just let me know the neighbors they sold the house. And then I asked her, do you know the buyers who bought the house come and view your house before?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the neighbor was Cheaper, you mean?
cheaper.
Okay, okay.
And condition is way back. Sorry, is better than this house.
Okay.
Yes.
The seller that's trying to sell at a higher
Yes.
price lah. Okay,
Yeah,
the condition is
and
better.
the seller still don't want to accept.
Okay, okay, sure. So yeah, situation like this we will face. You
Yep.
know, I think our responsibility is that you will not go far from the past transacted price. You know, I think what is the data that is important? There are three data is important to the seller. I mean, as a real estate agent, that you must present if your seller don't know about the market. I think
Yeah.
number one is the past transaction. Past transaction meaning to say in your taman, how many properties sold the last 4 months and what are the prices that being transacted. So I think this one is an important data that the
Correct.
seller need to know. Number two is the bank valuations. Right, so the bank valuation will dictate your property price also. And number three is the current asking price.
Yeah.
So these are the three things, these are three information that you I mean, as a seller or as a real estate agent, you must prepare this information for the seller so that they know how to price the property.
Yeah.
Right, so of course if they price way above the past transaction database, the valuation and the market price, the property will have a lot of challenges. Not only you cannot sell, you also create the damage to your listing. And of course, I understand that some of the why some of the sellers says that I'm not rushing to sell. You know, I'm not rushing to sell. Therefore, I price the price like this. So my question is that it's not about rushing or not. It's really about are you serious to sell,
Yeah.
or are you ready
Ready
to
to
sell?
sell.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're not ready, then don't sell first. You know, I mean, yeah, if you're not ready, then and you want to put the price very high and you're not ready to sell, you really create the damage to your properties. Yeah, and the buyer won't come and see. A buyer will compare your listing and the other listing.
Yeah.
You know, and then truly like what I say, you just help the neighbors to sell the house lah. Right.
So the seller, are you ready to sell for the seller? Some houses we will ask the sellers, if tomorrow I bring a ready buyer to buy your house, are you ready? Yeah, this is some of the question that I will ask. Are you ready to move out?
Okay, then
So
the seller will
what is
think
your
twice.
plan?
The seller will say, Suli, don't bring buyers so fast.
Then you're not ready to sell.
Yeah, I remember we sold one property at Jalan Selesa, right? I think we sold it within a month. And the seller was a bit shocked, was like, wow, you bring the seller so fast. Am I price it too low, you know?
No.
I think it's because when you price the property correctly, and
Yeah.
then you are in the market for a long period of time, you have database. So we have a good listing, and then you match the buyer. Because so when you focus in the area that long enough, you have buyer like this. Now, Suli, I got a question to ask you. What are the property in the market now can be easily transacted one? What kind of condition of the properties? And what are the buyers that looking for right now in this moment?
At this moment that I realize most of the buyer, they're looking for a renovated house. Renovated,
house.
yeah. It's a move-in condition, I can say. Means they don't need to fork out a lot of upfront cash to do renovation.
Okay.
And they just want to bought the house, do some touch up, like easily just painting or some touch up lah, so they can move in. Yeah, this is what the current market like the buyer behaviors.
Okay, the buyer behavior is like this. So they try to avoid, I mean, not all the buyers,
Yeah,
or
not all
maybe
the buyers.
some of the buyers, they try to avoid major renovations.
Yes.
Like for example, major extensions or change the structure. You were saying that they are more okay to do something like to repaint, touch up,
Yeah.
or repair work.
Yeah, repair work. More on repair work. Not major renovation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it also because the renovation cost increase, you think?
Yes. And the time they need to spend, they need to
To do the renovations and all.
renovation, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Right. So maybe the last questions for you. I mean, since you are in this industry, Now, what will be your advice for people who just join real estate? You know, in our company, they have a lot of newcomers, right? You just mentioned that actually a lot of people, they cannot tahan for 3 to 6 months, you know. So what is your advice for them so that they can, you know, survive in this industry?
Be patient. Be passionate what you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have to hardworking.
You have to be hardworking.
Yeah, I think the hardworking is just not hardworking. You have to be more than that.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Okay, tell me.
You have to study a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, and go for the appointment,
Okay.
meet people, and meet people, talk to seller or buyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying that gonna be hardworking and be more than a hardworking, right?
be
Yeah,
more.
you need to take initiative to study,
Yes.
right? To learn the knowledge and all. Okay, okay. And
Yeah.
any other advice for them?
Follow the right person.
Wow. That is the right one.
Yeah.
That is the right one. Okay, okay, all right. So thank you so much, Suli, for joining this podcast. I understand that this is the first time that we are doing.
Yeah.
Joanne is not here, that's why I'm doing this hosting job, you know. But at the same time, I enjoy the conversation with you.
Yeah.
Just talk about just understanding your background,
Mm.
the real estate and also the markets and all. And any last word that you want to say before we close this?
I think thank you for having me. Yeah. So
Right.
thanks for that.
Okay, so thank you everyone. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.